for my creator-owned comics at the biggest and hottest cons. Now I'm busting out my personal collection of comics, toys, games, and more in order to bring the fun and excitement of con life right to your screen. There's only one place to get your comics and collectibles and chat live with the greatest showman in modern comics. So bust out your keyboard and get ready to call it easy. You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show.
Woo! What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I'm your host, Onrie Kumpen. We're a little late today. I apologize for that. This is primarily due to the fact that I was trying to get everything out for our Mark's campaign fulfillment. So I had like over 70 packages to ship out, and they all had labels and everything, but I was having problems with the post office because the boxes got stuck inside the chute. So they had to like get them out. And then I, just had to deal with that. I was like, but I'm happy to report that everything is out there, as well as everybody who has paid in from last week's shows. All of your stuff is out. So we are starting this week fresh. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. We got all new $5 trades today. We got some incredible stuff. We got David Moore in the house. We got Lewis in the house. We got Tori in the house. The room is filling up. And I'm going to stay on 15 minutes later today just because I was 15 minutes late to begin with. So we're going to make up for lost time here. But lots going on right now, so sorry I was late. All right, but we made it, right? That's excellent, Dave Moore. I'm so glad you got your copy of Mark's. Enjoy it. The edited content is at the very end of the book, and the files have all been remastered too, so enjoy it. Now, with every episode of Kickin' It, the deal is the same. You spend $25 and you get to spin the wheel. We're going to do wheel spins at the end of every single show, and no matter what happens, you're going to win something. You spend $50 with me, and you get free shipping on your order. It's that simple. So long as you're located within the United States of America. Another exciting thing about today's show, aside from the fact that we're going to do another round of $5 trades, which have been flying off of the racks, we're also going to be doing $4 FOMO. Not $5 FOMO, $4 FOMO. So get ready. We got a great show for you guys. We're going to kick it off with our first book of the day. We have Uncanny X-Men 304. This is a cool hologram cover here. Fatal Attractions is the arc where Wolverine actually loses his adamantium. And what was his name? Bo DiMeo recommended this particular issue of X-Men as homework for the last episode of X-Men 97. This is going to go for just $5 today for Uncanny X-Men 304. This is part of the Fatal Attractions run, which goes across X-Men 25. That's the issue where Wolverine actually loses his adamantium. Wolverine 75, which is where Wolverine learns that he had bone claws. And I think there's an issue of X-Force, and then it ties into Uncanny X-Men. This is also illustrated by John Romita Jr. And the hologram image has Magneto on the cover, which is really badass. It might be hard to see. I'll move my thumb out of the way. My fat thumb. You see Magneto there? So this is going to go for just $5 today. Highly recommend that. The next book I have here is Punisher War Journal number 7. This is part 2 of an epic battle between Punisher and Wolverine. I think this is the first time that they actually fought. Philip Ragusa, Heath, what's going on, guys? You want to get yelled at the trades? You're not going to get yelled at. Oh, because you're going to claim them. That's why. So we got Punisher War Journal number 7. This is illustrated by Jim Lee. It showcases Wolverine and Punisher's first brawl. And obviously Punisher doesn't stand a chance against Wolverine, but he gets a few licks in. And this is actually a great two-parter, and some really gorgeous artwork by Jim Lee is in here. Early Jim Lee, prior to him working on X-Men, I think. And or maybe around that time. But there's some really good sequences here. Jim Lee is really a master of sequential art. I really, really love his work. And and what I was pointing out here was this particular panel. Something he does so well is multi-figures, showcasing movement. You know, you see a figure leaping over, you know, that gate, and he does this really well in his Batman run too. But he's just an incredible artist. Even though I would have to pay him like $15,000 to sign this book. What's up, Lorena? How you doing? It would be worth it, right? All right. Apparently he's coming to Terrificon, but he was at another show I was at last year in Cincinnati. I've met Jim before. I've actually met him multiple times. I met him at Graham Cracker Comics once. I met him at San Diego Comic-Con. I've seen Jim Lee a ton of times. So Punisher War Journal number 7 is going to go for $5. I saw him at Wizard World Chicago one year. There was like an after party event, and there he was. You could just walk up to him and shake his hand. Now there's a body. Now he's got a triage of bodyguard. Punisher's off the heath. All of his bodyguards are dressed up as Kite Man too. Speaking of which, I think it's really cool that Kite Man is getting his own series. And I just caught up on The Boys. I have something I have to say about The Boys. I don't know what everybody's been complaining about. That show is as sharp as it's ever freaking been. I think the season has been off the rails. It's been really, really great. Yeah, there's like, you know, some pretty gross moments in it, but that's The Boys. All of The Boys is gross. But this season has been fire. I have absolutely no problems with it. No qualms at all. All right. Fantastic Four number 374. This is going to go for just $5 today. We got the alternative Fantastic Four of Hulk, Spidey, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine going up against the OG team. Who's going to win? Find out for just $5. I have Turok Dinosaur Hunter number 1. We got a cool acetate cover. Looks like kind of like an acetate. A little bit of a foil action going here. This is going to go for $5. One other thing I want to tell you guys, now that we're done with all of our Marks fulfillment, we're now exactly 1 week away, 8 days away from the launch of the War Lion Returns campaign. And I know that most of you guys have signed up for it already, but in case you haven't, I'm going to put the link down real quick for you guys. We got a really big campaign planned for you guys with lots of really great rewards, stuff that's going to be only exclusive to the campaign itself. We're not going to be selling any of this stuff outside of the campaign. So far, we have 58 people following the campaign. I always like if we can hit 100 before a campaign goes live. Phil, yes, we are live right now. Welcome to the show. But if you haven't yet, please check out the pre-launch page. All you got to do is just hit that notification button. You will be notified when we go live. We have an amazing day one exclusive. And actually, I've been thinking about it. And I think I'm going to have to go with David Moore's idea of the challenge coins. I have to figure out how I'm going to get them made and what they're going to look like. But we did buttons with the last campaign. And I think it would be cool to have a War Lion challenge coin, and actually it does fit into what we're doing with it. So you know we're gonna override Curtis's comments about it not working. I have found a way to make it work because I think challenge coins are really cool, and it's a cool incentive for you guys to feel like you're a part of something. So and that's what I always want to do with anything that I'm working on. Whenever you can involve people more or create a kind of like a cooler experience. Like one thing I was thinking about with Metal Gear Solid, I remember I was replaying it with Alan a couple weeks ago, and there were certain things that the game would require you to do. Like if you wanted to find a certain frequency, it was on the back of the game box. And you would just have to flip the game over and you'd be like, oh, that's the frequency. And it would just get you to engage more in a different way and get you to do something outside of just, playing the game from point A to point B. And I think we really definitely push the boundaries with issue 2 of War Lion in terms of making it a more interactive experience so that it's not just like a straight read through. And I'm all about that kind of innovation. So we're definitely baking that into this campaign. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you'll be a part of it. 140-15, that's the frequency. That's exactly right. And then even with Psycho Mantis, when you were playing against Psycho Mantis, and like you had to put the controller on the ground, and he goes, "I can read your mind," and like he would move the controller, and then in order to beat him, you would just have to put your controller in the second slot, because then he couldn't read your mind, and then you could beat him, because otherwise he moves out of the way every time you try shooting him. I think that kind of innovation is really what makes things more interactive and more engaging. It's like when you can get someone to not just hold the controller in their hands, but put it down for a second and go just a tad bit further. I love that. And Phil, you've read Warline 2. That's exactly what I was thinking with that sequence. So, and if you haven't read Warline 2, or if you've read Warline 2, please don't spoil it for anyone who hasn't, because this issue has a major twist in it. So anybody who hasn't read Warline 2 yet, we're not going to ruin it for you. Anybody who has, please just keep it quiet for now. What we are going to do, because this is an issue that I think everybody's going to want to talk about, one of the rewards is going to be a Zoom room conference, I guess you can say, or panel, where I'm going to get all the creators together, and we're going to talk about the production of Warline 2, and we can talk about all the spoilers and all the nitty-gritty stuff, and you guys will have a chance to get an understanding of where we're going with issue 3, because by that point issue 3 will be even closer to completion. We're now getting close to being halfway done with issue 3 of Warline, and I have big news. Well, I already announced, I had a soft announcement that we're bringing back our artist emeritus to finish Yisun Shin, El Arnaclius, and we're going to have a conference call with him later this week, and he will begin Yisun Shin. So Yisun Shin is going to get back into production starting this week. So this is the time to celebrate. Lots going on right now. Well, I just like the idea of doing something that keeps people engaged with the story, and I think David Moore was throwing out some really great ideas, and I think Curtis was kind of like trying to get us to go a little bit deeper, and maybe he's right too, like we'll see, but there's all kinds of cool ways and to keep people engaged in what you're doing on Kickstarter. And one person who's really good at that is Tom Hutchinson. I have a lot of respect for that guy. The way he gets people involved in his campaigns is just stellar. Do I get a G.G. Allen Easter egg cameo in a future issue? Possibly. All right. So next book we got here is Spawn Godslayer #1. I've been trying to move this book for months now. I'm into it for $2. I'm selling it for $4. I just want to do a quick flip on this. So Spawn Godslayer #1. This is features art by Philip Tan. Who's De Los Santos? Jeff De Los Santos is on lettering. Or sorry, is it lettering or inking? Inking. So this is like Dark Ages Spawn right here. Going for $4. Seriously? Everybody eats up all of my Spawn books. I am shocked that I still have this. How do I still have this? Spawn Godslayer #1. It's going for $4. You know what? I don't know why we haven't seen Spawn in a while, but I got to bring it back, I guess, don't I? I got to get my funny bone tickled again. David Moore calls Spawn Godslayer. Yesterday, I started playing Doom Eternal again, just because I needed something I could pick up and put down. And it is such a freaking fun game. All right, next book we got here. Something is Killing the Children, #21. This is a die-cut cover. Now, we have another die-cut cover of issue 22 as a FOMO book for tomorrow. But if you want to grab this one today, it's going to go for just $10. So $10 on this die-cut cover of Something is Killing the Children #21. This isn't just your standard issue. It is a key issue, so this is going to go for $10 today. I believe this is the first time they revealed the identity of the main character. I haven't really read Something Is Killing the Children. I read like a little bit of the first trade, but I haven't like read it all the way through. But that girl is like a badass. She like kills things and all that. This is Turok Dinosaur Hunter #1, Phil, and it's going to go for $5 today. But for you, I would do it at $4 if you want it. Only because I like you. All right, next up we got Rat City #1. This is basically Spawn 2099. All right, Phil's taking it. We're moving those lower rack books. I think this week I'm basically going to be focusing mostly on moving as much stuff as I can out of the warehouse. So we're going to be doing a blowout sale on Wednesday night show. Basically, I'm just going to be busting out an entire collection of dollar books. So today we're going to go through our trades, and then I have some dollar books here that we'll go through. Tomorrow we're going to go through our $2 books, and then Wednesday I'm going to do a restock and just pick up some boxes that we have back at the warehouse and just blow through as much of it as I can. After that, I'm going to go over to Atlas Comics. I haven't been there in a while, and I'm going to stock up. They always have really good deals, and that's usually where I go to pick up my FOMO books. So that's the place to go. Thursday morning show. That would be a Thursday morning show for you, right, Phil? So you're ahead of the curve on that front. So Rat City, this looks interesting. David Moore, did you pick this up? Have you read this? Do you have a review for us for Rat City? So this is basically Spawn of the Future. It's written by Erica Schultz. I had a chance to interview her a long time ago, about 4 years ago. This is going to go for $8 today for Rat City #1. Been holding on to that for a while. Rat City is a Spawn book. Next up, I have Scar #1. This is going to go for just $5 today. And I believe this is the A or D cover. Might be the A cover, but this is like a prequel to The Lion King. Put out by Dynamite. $5 on that. And then I got Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #24. This is going to go for $5 as well. This ties into the One More Day arc. That's going to go for $5. Nice clean copy of the book. And now we're in foil territory. I have foil facsimile territory. I have Detective Comics 411, first appearance of Talia al Ghul. This is going to go for $15. $15 on this. I have Venom Separation Anxiety #1. This is a tribute to the Charles Vest cover. That's going to go for $8 today. Wolverine #1 is going to go for $15. Again, it's a foil facsimile, and it's going to go for just $15. Really cool cover here. I like how he's, standing on top of all these guys, and they're all ripped up to shreds. And then we have King Size Annual Avengers #10. I actually have 2 copies of these for anybody who wants it. First appearance of Rogue. This is going to go for $20. It's a big fat book here, and it's going to go for $20 today. That's interesting. Very cool. Thanks for sharing, David Moore. And then I have this book right here, which I've been trying to sell for a long time now. We have Batwoman 1. This is a convention exclusive, written by James Tynion, and it's a foil. It's going to go for just $10. You got Steve Epting on the art. You really can't go wrong with this book here. And if you've read James Tynion's Detective Comics run, Batwoman is a pivotal part of that entire run. I highly recommend this. This is just some really, really good stuff here, and it's going to go for just $10 today. So $10 on this. Okay. Up top, I have some finds from last week. I have Spawn Batman by Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane. This is going to go for $20 today. And then I have Batman Spawn War Devil by Doug Lynch, Chuck Dixon, Alan Grant, and Claus Jensen. So this is the one that was put together by the Batman team. This one was by Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane. Todd's on art, Frank Miller's on writing. And this one is written by Chuck Dixon and illustrated by Doug Mensch and Chuck Dixon are the writers. Alan Grant and Klaus Janson are the artists from DC. So this one's going to go for 20 as well. Get them together. I'll do it at 35. If you get them both together, it's 35 for the Batman Spawn set. And then I have this amazing Spider-Man run here. These are some Spidey books that I've been trying to move. We have Amazing Spider-Man number 551, 552, 553, 554, 558, and 560. This is actually a really good issue. Each of these books is going to go for $5 a pop. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $30 on the set for all the Spidey books. $30 for all the Spidey books. And then I have Golden Rage number 1 and 2. I've been trying to sell this set of books for a long time now. We got issues 1 and 2 going for just $8. It's just cover price on both books. 4 and 4, $8 for the pair. Think Golden Girls meets No Escape by Ray Liotta. This is going to go for $8 as a set. $8 is a set on those. Now I'm going to plug in some gaps at the bottom here. I have Flashpoint number 1. That's going to go for just $5. I have Batman 3 Jokers book 2. That's going to go for $5 as well. And then I have Angela 2. This is going to go for just $3. So $3 on Angela number 2. All right, the time has come. Let's start busting out those $5 trades. You guys have been patient enough. Let's get to it. If you're interested in anything on the bottom row, just ask me. I'll showcase it again. All right, $5 trades. You guys ready? I have Fire, a spy graphic novel by Brian Michael Bendis. Loosely based on events in the American intelligence community during the Reagan administration, Fire tells the unique and powerful story of a young man's virgin journey through the complex world of international intelligence. Brian Michael Bendis presents his long sold out and first great cinematic noir graphic novel. The definitive edition features remastered art, lettering, and a newly polished script. This is a complete globe spanning thriller for fans of Bond, pulp spy novels, and true world crime stories. This is the definitive collection of Fire. It's going for $5. I do not see that book ever anywhere. I have Essential Painkiller Jane by Jimmy Palmiotti and Joe Quesada, going for $5. What is this? Normally a $20 book from Dynamite. You can get it right now for just $5. Fire gets called by Bill. What do you mean you can't see my video, Philip? Next up, I got some Underworld books. For all you G.G. Allen fans, I have Ink Punk. This looks like that type of artwork. Very like the G.G. Allen comic. Very cartoony, pulpy, inky. Ink Punk, Underworld 3. This is going to go for $5. Blue Monday, In Between Days, Volume 3. Some anime-based stuff from Onrie Press. Can go for $5. I have The Nevermen, Streets of Blood by Phil Amara and Guy Davis. Keith Giffen said this was a genuinely fun comic. This is going to go for $5. Catwoman Vampirella by Chuck Dixon Jim Ballant and Ray McCarthy. This should, I will be shocked if no one claims this. This is going to go for $5. Catwoman Vampirella. Is anyone else having a problem where they can't see the video? Philip Ragusa is saying that he can't see the video. Let me know if you're having problems too. Fright Night Part 2 is going to go for $5. Fright Night Part 2 is $5. Steve claims Catwoman. The End of the Century Club. This was Best Graphic Novel Award in the UK Comic Art Convention of 1997. Sorry. A dangerously funny near-future fiction of neighborhood friction and life on the edge for a pretend family of young clubbers anticipating the global party to end all parties. This volume collects Ilya's acclaimed comic strip hero from Deadline magazine, plus an additional all-new chapter. Interesting. And it's going for just $5. Batman Heart of Hush by Paul Dini, Dustin Wen, and Derek Fridolfs. This is going to go for $5. Stupid Comics, Phoenix Edition. Looks like some indie stuff, going for $5. Excellent. I'm glad you can see me, Ira. How you doing? End of the Century Club is off to Phil. Phil is eating up all of these graphic novels, guys. He's like Pac-Man right now. He's about to get that power up. The Comic Eye. This looks interesting. The Comic Eye is a unique collection of 50 biographical and fictional comic strips by 50 talented comic makers. The theme of each strip is comics, making comics, favorite comics, or why the creator has a passion for the medium. 176 pages from creators such as Fred Hembeck, Rick Gary, Paul McCusker, Sam Agro, John McLawyer, Larry Blake, Ron Kassman, Gord Puller, R.G. Taylor, Joe Ullman, Earl Gayer, Mike Cherkis, Tim Corrigan, Patrick Dean, Terry Pavlett, Steve Skeets, Vincent Marchesano, Nick Crane, Rob Walton, Ron Hobbs, Alan Freeman, and many more. And it's going to go for $5. The Comic Eye. That's pretty cool. I wanted to read the back of the Stupid Comics for a second. I'm doing good, man. Good to see you. Cult favorite Jim Mahfood, a.k.a. Food Ones, a.k.a. Food One, Clerks and Girl Scouts, returns to his comic strip roots with his latest offering, Stupid Comics Phoenix Edition. Is a handsome collection of the best stupid comic strips from the past 2 years of weekly syndication in the Phoenix New Times. You don't have to live in the desert to understand the vibe there. Here, the themes are universal, with Mahfood skewering just about everything under the sun: politics, religion, sex, love, the entertainment industry, technology, the media, corporate mind control, and pop culture as a whole. So kick back, relax, enjoy, and prepare to laugh. Interesting. $5. I like comics that make you laugh. It's really hard to get you to laugh when you're reading something. So when comics do it, I think that's, that takes skill. Next up, we got frickin' butt-kicking zombie ants from First Comics. This is pretty dope. I mean, I can't pitch this book any other way. Frickin' butt-kicking zombie ants. This is going to go for $5. I have The Couriers from Brian Wood and Rob G. Brooklyn, handguns, dim sum, Mozart, a 1969 Chevy Camaro, a retired Red Army general, stainless steel surgical pliers, the airport, food court, dirt bikes, punk rock, Stinger missiles, a desperate battle to protect a little girl. $5. Desolation Jones, Warren Ellis and J.H. Williams III. Okay, anybody who can pass up J.H. Williams III's artwork for only $5 is not a true fan of comics. Sorry, this is just some really, really good stuff here. He is one of my favorite artists of all time. Everything this guy does is just magic. He is amazing. All right, Couriers is off the film. So what's Desolation Jones about? A former field agent for MI6, Michael Jones was the first surviving victim of the Desolation test, a radically dangerous procedure cooked up by the British government. Jones was intravenously kept alive while being force-fed a steady diet of horrific data and images nonstop as stimulants were continuously pumped into his body, keeping us conscious and alert for a solid year. Now retired from the agency, Jones lives in Los Angeles, acting as a private investigator to the secret underground community of ex-spooks who have come in from the cold and who have no one else to turn to. Warren Ellis and J.H. Williams have created a remarkable vision of the world we live in, a dangerous and unforgiving landscape populated by the best, the worst, and the truly bizarre. Fascinating. One for $5. There's a lot of indie stuff in this collection, but there's also some good stuff in here too, including, I just totally jabbed at indie when I said that. There's a lot of indie stuff, but there's also good stuff in here too. It's all good stuff, but what I meant to say is there's also Marvel and DC stuff in here too. Not to say that the independent stuff is any worse than the Marvel DC stuff. I actually think the independent stuff can hold its own against Marvel and DC any day of the week. Just because it doesn't have superhero stuff doesn't mean it's not good. And as an independent creator, I can honestly say that I stand by that more than anything. So it was a Freudian slip there. And I agree with you, Phil. I like indie stuff. Yeah, known stuff. Thank you, Tori. Tori made it very clear. Now let's get back to the known stuff. I have the sensational Spider-Man, Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut. This is a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man number 229 and 230, where Spider-Man is fighting the Juggernaut in order to protect Madam Web. This is such a good two-parter. It is amazing. Spider-Man is completely out of his league fighting Juggernaut, and he has to resort to everything possible just to stop him. Not literally defeat him, but stop him so that he cannot reach Madam Web. This is some good stuff. $5. Yeah, coming from the indie guy. Indie stuff, mainstream stuff. You guys know what I mean. Jeez. Now, after this, I'm going to get canceled from the indie community. Oh, so our stuff's not as good, huh? You're no longer allowed to be a part of our community, Onrie. Aww. I have Spider-Man Blue by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. It's a 6-parter Spider-Man story that explores his love life. It's really, really good, particularly his relationship with Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy, as well as some of his old rogues and stuff like that. Really good stuff, and it's going to go for $5. Phil's going to protest my cancellation. Well, thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. Thank God for that. Lots of good old Spidey trades coming up. Someone better grab that sensational Spider-Man though. That's just fire. And Blue is also amazing. I like Blue a lot. I have Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Punisher, Hearts of Darkness. This is going to go for $5. Going back to indie, I have Warren the 13th and the All-Seeing Eye by Tanya Del Rio and Will Stale. Warren the 13th is the lone bellhop, valet, waiter, groundskeeper, and errand boy of his family's ancient hotel. Its strange, shadowy mansion full of crooked corridors and mysterious riddles. It just might be home to a magical object known as the All-Seeing Eye. Can Warren decipher the clues and find the treasure before his sinister aunt, Anaconda, and a slew of greedy hotel guests beats into it? The first volume is a delightful new series. This middle-grade adventure features an oversized hardcover format, gorgeous 2-color illustrations on every page, and a lavish 2-column turn-of-the-century design. We guarantee you'll never see anything quite like it. So This is pretty cool. It's actually not a graphic novel. It's more of like a storybook, but it's targeted more towards like a middle-aged group. This is going to go for $5, like middle school kid. Sensational Spider-Man's off to Phil. I have Amazing Spider-Man, Death of Jean DeWolf. This is amazing stuff. The introduction of the Sin Eater comes here. Jean DeWolf was she a captain that Spider-Man teamed up with to solve crimes and stuff like that? She gets murdered by the Sin Eater, and now Spider-Man is trying to solve, her murder. And we find out who the Sin Eater is. Oddly enough, the Sin Eater is what leads to the origin of Venom. It's tied to the origin of Venom. Heath plays Jean DeWolf. Nice pickup, Heath. I have Dead Enders, Stealing the Sun by Ed Brubaker, Warren Pleece, and Richard Case. As it has been in all the outer sectors of New Bedlam, since the time of the Cataclysm, life in Sector 5 is merciless. Doomsters wait silently for a barrage of missiles that may never come. Jackbooted police clamp down on the locals with an iron grip. Even the drugs that pervade the sector's youth failed to mask the perpetual gloom that casts its pall over the city. This is the world of the Dead Enders. It's hell on earth, unless you've got friends. Written by Eisner-nominated writer Ed Brubaker. And so you got Ed Brubaker here. You can't go wrong with that. That's going to go for $5. Dead Enders. So what was cold? What did I say that was cold? What did I do that was cold-blooded? I have A Man Called Kev by Garth Ennis and Carlos Ezquerra. This ties into, what was it? I forgot what A Man Called Kev tied into. I think it was something with Wildstorm, but was it The Authority or was The Authority or what was that other team? I don't remember, but this is Garth Ennis, and he's doing some adult stuff here. If you're a fan of Garth Ennis, you're gonna like this. And we got some Garth Ennis Punisher coming up in just a second here. $5. Okay, Man Called Kev, Painkiller Gene, and Comics Eye. All off to David. We are cleaning house, guys. That's what we're doing. We're going to clean house. Last week I was in a bit of a rut. Mainly, I was hoping that I could walk out of ALA the same way I walk out of a typical comic convention. And I didn't anticipate properly. And so I went over to ALA and things didn't work out the way I'd hoped. And it's not that I had a bad experience over there. I actually did quite a bit of networking and met some very interesting people out there. And I also got to, hang out with a lot of my peers in the industry. So that was great. And the one thing I got to say that was really awesome about ALA was that, the graphic novel section is an entire portion of the makeup of the floor. Comics and graphic novels and sequential storytelling is one of the fastest growing sectors of literature today. So it's really good to be at the forefront of that. And like I said, I made some really great contacts. I met the president of Publishers Weekly. I met some video game developers out there. I mean, it was just an amalgamation of people from every industry, but it wasn't a big moneymaker. Like it wasn't like me going to New York Comic Con and selling through all the books that I had. So I kind of came back home and I was a little bummed out about it. But you guys definitely helped me out a lot last week. We sold through a lot of books that I picked up, and now we're doing it again too. And I'm very confident that, and I don't have any conventions planned until mid-August. It's really actually even late August. It's really kind of a long stretch of time right now, and there are conventions happening. Some of the biggest conventions are on the horizon. We got San Diego Comic Con. I'm not doing San Diego this year because I really want to have my own booth, and I just can't. I won't have anything, and I don't have a desire to go back to San Diego after my last experience there. So spend a lot of money and time in San Diego. So I'll come back there when I have a booth for the convention. But there was another show happening in Raleigh the same weekend that I'm waitlisted on, so I'm not doing anything then. The Fan Expo Chicago, which is a convention that's in my backyard that I've been doing since 2009. I've been told, I got an email this weekend that they can't accommodate me this year, so I can't do the show because there's no way for me to get in. We'll see about that. I don't know how that's gonna work out down the road, but it kind of sucks not having conventions lined up because this is where I make the bulk of my money. But this is also an excellent opportunity for me to really grow what I'm doing here with you guys. And we have our Warline Kickstarter. There's things for me to focus on right now to get me over that hump so that we get back to the convention scene. So I'm really going to be honing down and focusing on bringing you guys some really cool stuff over the next few weeks. So the more stuff we sell on these shows, the more buying power I'm going to have. And I'm going to go pick out some really good stuff for you guys. The Solution Jones to Phil. Phil, you're picking up some good stuff today, man. He's getting all them indies. Yeah, and that was kind of the deal with me going over to ALA was to really focus on bringing Marks to the center stage and really trying to help find a home for Marks and Yusung Shin too. I mean, I had a lot of people who just came by and were really interested in what Yusung Shin was about. Mouse is great. It's a major inspiration for me. I love that book. I don't think Marks could exist without Mouse. Yeah, sometimes getting the individual books is hard to put together the collection, but I like to think it. I personally like single issues more, though I also have a graphic novel collection too. But I'm very specific with my graphic novel buying. But when it comes to independent stuff, it's always better to get the trades. That's my opinion, as opposed to the single issues, because the single issues are just hard to find. All right, I have Punisher Max, Kitchen Irish, Mother Russia, and Long Cold Dark, each going for $5. It's going to go for $15 for all the Punisher Max graphic novels. Surprised no one grabbed Fright Night Part 2 at $5. It's a nice pickup there. For the Ghost Rider Wolverine Punisher. I have Constantine Hellblazer, the Fear Machine. This is going to go for $5. The Pro by Garth Ennis and Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, Paul Mounts. It's going to go for $5. Let's see. She curses, she smokes, she breastfeeds, she blows away the competition. She's the most unlikely person on earth to get superpowers. She's the Pro. The Pro is off to David Moore. Well, we all know where David Moore's mind is today. He's going to read this book while listening to some G.G. Allin music and smoking a cigarette and drinking Miller Lite. What's wrong with Miller Lite? Not a damn thing. I'm not enduring wrath for Fright Night 2. That's funny, Tori. Incurring wrath, I'm assuming is what you meant. Wolverine, Old Man Logan. This is my favorite Wolverine story of all time. Wolverine, Old Man Logan. $5 right now. This is a $30 trade. The Goddess. Lots of Garth Ennis here. Garth Ennis and Phil Winsley. The Goddess. Goddess collects the entire Eisner Award-nominated 8-issue Vertigo miniseries. So, for those of you who are interested in it, Miller Lite is for pregnant women and little children. I agree. That's funny, Phil. All right. So this is here. I'll read the back of the book. That's a sentiment that radical environmentalist Mudhawk certainly believes in. But it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. That's a sentiment that radical environmentalist Mudhawk certainly believes in. But as extreme as his actions on behalf of animal rights are, there are no preparation for what will happen to him and to the world when he meets up with his old friend Rosie Nolan, a wee Irish girl who's just broken the ancient island of Britain in two with her mind. Welcome to Goddess, the story of Rosie's transformation from unassuming zookeeper to the most powerful being on Earth, and the dangers that she faces along the way. Together with Mudhawk, his ex-girlfriend Sam, and hapless bystander Jeff, Rosie is pursued through the four corners of the earth by a rogue CIA agent and a crazed, bloodthirsty police constable as she struggles to understand her uncontrollable new powers and what's behind their sudden appearance. This is going to go for $5 for Goddess. And like I said, the mainstream never can't do these kinds of stories. That's what I love so much about what Vertigo did, is because it really opened the floodgates for other independent creators to come in and tell their own stories. I was very, very inspired by a lot of the stuff that both Vertigo and Image were putting out back in the early 2000s, late 90s. Next up, I have Fantastic Four versus the X-Men, old trade, out of print. You can't go wrong with this. Someone better grab this. This is going to go for $5. New 52 Batman, hardcover. Wow. This is a $25 book that you can get for $5 right now. And some of the best stuff in here. There's a sequence in here that totally inspired a part of Warline 2. So I highly recommend you guys read this. Read Batman 5. It's really good. X-Men's off the Phil. You guys are eating up my trades. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. But Phil, I highly recommend grabbing this too, especially after the conversation we had about Warline. I think you'll appreciate this Batman trade a lot. Ghost Rider Resurrected. Wow, this is a pretty badass book here. The first 7 issues of the 90s Ghost Rider. I think this is when Danny Ketch became Ghost Rider. Yep. Some good stuff here. $5 on the Ghost Rider. The greatest team-up stories ever told. Hardcover book from DC, published in 1989. This is going to go for just $5. All right, Batman's off to Phil. You won't regret this one, Phil. The Lost Ones, written by Steve Niles, who created 30 Days a Night. It's like a very early Steve Niles book. Very indie. The Lost Ones is going to go for $5. All right. The original Dick Tracy, The Origin of the Two-Way Wrist Radio. Huh. You thought your Apple iPhone or your Apple iWatch just came out of thin air, didn't you? Thought someone just dreamed that idea up. Yes, it's indeed not as good as mainstream. You cannot quote me on that. Dick Tracy is going to go for $5. Loud Rampage, a collection of comics by Daniel Close. More indie stuff. Very cool. Punisher, Blood on the Moors, graphic novel by Alan Grant, John Wagner, and Cam Kennedy. This is when Punisher becomes Highlander. From the day his family is brutally slain by mobsters in New York, Frank Castle devotes his life to hunting the criminal element he holds responsible for their death. He dons the garb and hardware of a modern warrior and wages a deadly war on his prey, the criminal underworld. He is the Punisher. But today, in the frosty chill of the Scottish Highlands, the Punisher finds himself both the hunter and the hunted. As he lies drugged and beaten by a ring of international drug overlords and left for dead on the frozen moors, the Punisher numbly realizes that his most deadly foe may lie in the ancient tales of long-forgotten Scottish folklore and the broadsword-wielding specter known as the Klansman. Interesting. Did I say, I didn't say inferior. Did I say inferior? But anyway, this Punisher book has really good art. Unlike all independent books. No, I'm just... Oh, this. I iron-fisted myself just now with that. Indie is the iron-fisted graphic novels. Oh, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Shame. Can't believe I said that. I am such a Dick Tracy. Oh, boy. You guys are all going to have a loud rampage. People are going to be walking the line. I don't have that book up there, do I? Do I have Walk the Line up here? Is that a claim, Heath? Are you claiming that I'm walking the line? Batman Digital Justice. I remember I was at Long Beach Comic-Con. I was right across from the guy who made this book. And it was like one of the first not CGI, but digitally illustrated comics ever. So Batman Digital Justice is going to go for $5. No, I am walking the line. No, I know that. I was just giving you a hard time. I know I'm walking the line. I walk the line. Ooh. Actually, Walk the Line was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. Philip, I never charged you for that book that you claimed last week, so I'm gonna throw that on there. And then who got Dick Tracy? Phil got Dick Tracy. The Death of Captain Marvel. Wow. 7th printing. I love this freaking cover, and I love this story. Phil, you were at 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. We are at $49, sir. Death of Captain Marvel is going to go for $5. 7th printing. One of my favorite stories. Jimmy 15. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. How does this work? If you see a book you like, let me know. I'll put it in a pile for you. And then I just need you to shoot me your email. And then I'm going to send you an invoice via PayPal. Once you pay the invoice, I ship out your books. It's that simple. You spend $25 with me, you're going to get a chance to spin this awesome wheel here. And if you spend $50 with me, you get free shipping on your order so long as you're located within the United States. Okay, Goddess. Old Man Wolverine. Death of Captain Marvel. All off to David Moore. We're doing the video. We're doing the video. This is it. David Moore. It's just what happens. Sorry, but not sorry. Jimmy, welcome to the show. So, Philip, sorry. David Moore beat you to the punch on that. But don't worry, there's still some really great stuff here. I have The Shadow, 1941, published by Marvel. I didn't know Marvel had the license to The Shadow. By Denny O'Neil and Michael Kaluta. And Russ Heath. Oh my God, this is cool. Some really cool artwork in here too. Really gritty. This is going to go for $5 for The Shadow, 1941. He's upset because I don't have any Captain America graphic novels in this collection. The Shadow's off the fill. All right, Shadow. You guys are eating up the trades, eating up those trades. Phil, you especially, man. You are all over that. And Phil, I'm gonna. I got a package ready to go for you. I will. I'll put together. I have the box and everything ready. I just gotta weigh it out, and then I'll use that same service we used last time. I'm glad you got your stuff. This package will include your Marks reward as well. He's upset there's no singing. Jimmy's like, wow, that was epic. He loved it. No worries, Phil. I got you, man. I will always. And when it comes to, and guys, remember, I've been really bad about this lately, but I just want to point it out. Every Wednesday, I'm going to comic shops, buying new stuff. If there's something you guys want me to pick up when I go to the comic shop, just let me know. I hit up like multiple, there's like 4 or 5 different shops within 15 minutes of my house. And I go, I hit up different ones every week. So just let me know what you're looking for, and I will do my best to acquire it for you. Jimmy, what are you looking for? What can we help you find since you're a new guy? I want to help you find something fun. What are you into? Okay, so you're new to it. How did you find the show? Like, what got you into comic book collecting? Because we got a nice assortment of books here. Where do your interests lie? In the meantime, we got ElfQuest, Book 6, The Secret of Two-Edge. This is an old school Marvel trade here. Actually, this is from Father Tree Press, but Marvel originally published this. It's going to go for $5. Scooby-Doo Batman. No, you don't need to feel odd saying that at all. I know Chris Deichel is also a big Scooby-Doo fan. We have a lot of Batman. Batman's one of our biggest sellers. In terms of the $5 trades that we have here, I have a Batman book right here called Batman Digital Justice. It's going for $5. It's a hardcover graphic novel. And I know that I'll have more Batman coming up. There's also The Greatest Team-Up Stories Ever Told. It's an old DC hardcover here. This book is probably worth about $15. We're just doing all of these at $5 because I'm looking to move through as much of this stuff as quickly as possible. I want you to, if you're new to comic collecting, I want to help you build out your collection. I want you to have lots of comics. So I always try and do stuff a little bit cheaper. We also are going to be doing FOMO books very soon, and we're doing really cheap FOMO books. Those are books that, I handpick before every show. And, FOMO stands for fear of missing out. So these are the books that I have a feeling that people are going to just want to grab up real fast. And then we'll be doing dollar comics too. So, this is a great way to build out your collection. Yeah, exactly. Phil's mad that David got the pro before he did. Yes, there is a lot of Batman here. Batman is by far the best-selling book of Kickin' It. Like, by far. It used to be Wonder Woman, but now Batman is just cleaning house. So, and I'm an avid Batman reader myself. I have every Batman issue that has come out in the last 5 years now, and I'm actually reading. I actually got to the Ghostmaker run on James Tynion's Batman right now. That's some fun stuff. All right, comics, The Beginning Collector. So this looks like a book about collecting comics and where to start, and giving you a knowledge base of what to look for when you're buying comics. And this is more for if you're collecting for not necessarily monetary purposes, but preservation purposes, I guess. But this is a good book to learn a little bit about what it's like to be a collector, and it's going to go for $5. Speaking of, what a perfect segue, huh? The beginning collector right here. I have Small Wonders, the funny animal art of Frank Frazetta. I did not know that Frank Frazetta ever did that. This is just really, really cool. So we got a Frank Frazetta book where he's drawing, funny animal art, going for $5. Huh, that's interesting. All right, no problem, Jimmy. I got you. Very cool. What part of Cali are you in, Jimmy? I have The Punisher Intruder by Mike Barron, Bill Reinold, and Linda Lessman. Wow, some really beautiful, gorgeous art here. This is going to go for $5. All right, this next book we got here is absolutely a treasure. And if no one claims it, it will go back into my collection because I'm missing my copy of it. Amazing Spider-Man Hooky by Susan Putney and Bernie Wrightson. Spider-Man gets involved with helping out this little girl. She goes into a dream world, and he's now fighting like cosmic monsters and things like that. It is absolutely gorgeous. Bernie Wrightson was a legend, truly one of the best. This is going to go for $5. Spider-Man Hooky. Amazing Spider-Man Hooky is off to Bill. I knew that one was going to go fast. There's another Spider-Man book here, and I have a great story with this book. So, Amazing Spider-Man: Parallel Lives. This was actually a book that Jim Salicrup put together, and it was heavily used as inspiration for the Spider-Man 2 script. See how Spidey and Mary Jane and Dr. Octopus are here? So when Jim put this together, it was right around the time that Charles Vess was working on Spider-Man Spirits of the Earth, which is a book that's in my personal collection. I'm just a really big fan of Charles Vess. And so this book here, Jim needed time because Charles actually went to Scotland to learn how to draw all the landscapes and everything. And it took him forever to make this book. It just took a really long time. So while he was working on it, he had this book made, and then this book was referenced for the Spider-Man flick. This is really cool. Cool. So we got Amazing Spider-Man Parallel Lives. That's going to go for $5. Sorry, I was just catching up on the comments here. All right, let's get back to it. Almost done with our trades, and man, the time is flying. I have Catalyst Comics by Joe Casey, Dan McDade, Paul Mayberry, and Ulysses Farnes. Straight from the glory of comics' greatest world, Frank Titan Wells, Amazing Grace, and the Agents of Change are back, baby. But you've never seen them like this. Superstar writer Joe Casey, along with the widest array of artistic talent, this side of the Renaissance gives superhero comics a back alley facelift, as these very different champions confront cosmic threats, personal demons, superheroes, role as global activists, an alien love invasion, and the strangest virtual reality you've ever experienced. But not before they face the end of the world as we know it. This is going to go for $5. Okay. Catalyst Comics. I have Guy Gardner, Collateral Damage. That's going to go for $5. Teen Titans Outsiders, The Insiders. It's going to go for $5. And then I have Chaos War, The Incredible Hulks. This is going to go for $5 as well. And that is the end of our trades for today. You guys have once again scooped up everything from me. Well, not everything, but almost everything. Speaking of which, Jimmy, I do have a Batman book up here. I have Batman Heart of Hush going for $5 if you're interested. It's done by Paul Dini, who wrote a lot of the Batman the Animated Series, and features artwork by Dustin Wen here. And he's a phenomenal artist. So kind of feels a little bit like the interior artwork feels a lot like the animated series too. Okay, there's a couple Punisher books. Yes, you can see the team up book, Lorena. It's a hardcover. It's got a dust jacket. There's Superman and Batman on the cover. Swamp Thing. It's just a bunch of team up books here. Let me know if you want to throw that in your pile. So we got that Batman, and you were asking about the Punisher. So I have a couple Punisher books here. I have Punisher Max here. This is like the rated R Punisher. Kitchen Irish, Mother Russia, and Long and Cold Dark. These are just full runs here. Each one is going to go for $5. Okay, you're going to take the Batman. It's all to you. Jimmy's got Batman. And then we have Punisher Intruder, which is another hardcover. It's going to go for $5. Punisher Blood on the Moors, that's $5. These are both going to go for $5 apiece. Some cool hardcovers here. And Lorena, you'll take the team up books too. Okay. All right. Okay, Phil's calling Intruder. And Small Wonders, okay. She's a small wonder. You guys remember that show? About that girl who was the okay. 5 and 5. Okay, so Phil, before I give you the Punisher Intruder, what Jimmy was asking about it, so I want to give him first right of refusal. So if he chooses not to take this Punisher book, it's yours. David Moore, I'm gonna do the same thing here, but I got you on the Loud Rampage. So Jimmy, just let me know if you don't want those Punisher books. We have people that are interested in claiming them. Just let us know where you stand. But since you asked about it, I want to give you. Show is bad. She's a small wonder. There you go, Heath. I'm singing for you now. I mean, I probably got it. Okay, so he's grabbing Intruder. Jimmy's taking it. Phil, thank you for being so generous. I appreciate you doing that. Very kind of you. All right, and then the Punisher Max books, I'm going to give these to David Moore, unless you had a desire for those. Well, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't that great back in the 80s, but it was an imprint of our upbringing. Phil Ragusa, you called out that Ghost Rider earlier. I highly recommend grabbing this Ghost Rider Wolverine Punisher Hearts of Darkness. Going for $5. Still no one's jumping on Fright Night Part 2. Are you kidding me? For $5? Surprised no one jumped on there. And freaking butt-kicking zombie ants. Let's do it. All right, Spider-Man Blue is off to Phil. Don Johnson in the house. Okay, so all good. So David Moore is taking the Punisher books. Outstanding. Guys, this is amazing. Got any Hulk fans? Incredible Hulks, Chaos War, Teen Titans, Outsiders, the Insiders, and Guy Gardner number 1 of 2. So this is what remains of our $5 trades. Oh. You can let them on through. You can let them through. Yeah, thank you. Geiger. No, I don't have any Geiger. But I can certainly see if I can pick up one of the trades for you while I'm out in the wild. If you're looking for that. Guy Gardner off the bill. Standing. Incredible. Oh, okay. No, this is actually old stuff. So this was published in the 90s. And it's John Romita Jr. So it's just a team-up book between Ghost Rider, Punisher, and Wolverine. They're going after Blackheart. And it's going to go for $5. Yeah, I just don't have, Geiger's still a new series, and it's very popular. So it's one of those books that I'm probably not going to come across in a dollar bin or anything like that. But it is FOMO time. It's that time. So what's FOMO? Watch this quick video. It's going to explain everything to you right now.
It's FOMO time! What's that even mean anyway? Oh, is that what it means? I'm such a wiener for missing out on these great deals.
And don't be a wiener. Guys like that, they go to Hoobastank concerts and they cry about their ex-girlfriends who left them for, guys who, had some of that white lightning. Yes. All right. So we got some $4 FOMO books today. Normally when we do FOMO books, the prices range, and usually the starting point is $5. But today I'm going to do $4 because I want to entice you guys and I want to move through these books so that I can go out and buy more. So we got our first book here, Nomad number 1, going for just $4. I have Marvel Team Up number 72, Spider-Man and Iron Man teaming up, and they're cracking the whip on Whiplash. Swamp Thing, number 17. It's my last Swamp Thing book, going for $4. I have Fantastic Four, 222, going for $4. Shogun Warriors, number 20, is going for $4. Conan the Barbarian, 149, is $4. Superman, 345, is $4. And X Factor 100 foil cover is going to go for $4. Okay, let's see what's been cleaned from our FOMO books. Phil called the Team Up. So Team Up's off to Phil. And I'll see what I can do about finding the pro for you, brother. Dan Price, my man. How's it going? You got a Marx book heading your way. Okay, Shogun's off to Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm also a comic book creator too, and I have my own line of comics that I publish, and you'll have a chance to check them out very soon. All right, I hope you'll check them out soon. Hold on a sec. Just get everybody's claims here. You guys are eating up those $4 FOMOs from me. You absolutely need smut in your comics. Well, thank you, Dan. I appreciate you saying that. Dan is also an amazing comic book creator. All right. So we got 5 FOMO books left. Nomad number 1, X Factor 100, Superman 345, Swamp Thing 17, Fantastic Four 222, all going for the low price of $4. So, Jimmy, I will tell you one of the books I have here. I'm gonna pitch you my signature series. I don't have the single issues, which sucks. But this is Yisun Shin. It's my comic book series. It's about a Korean admiral that battled the Japanese in the 1500s. He was outnumbered 10-1, and he beat them 23 times in a row without ever losing a single battle. And it's all based on a true story. I'm trying to find a good sequence here. It's all based on a true story. And our graphic novel has a foreword by Stan Lee in it, as well as over 50 pages of additional content. I've been self-publishing this book for the last 15 years and going to conventions and selling this. I've hand-sold over 150,000 copies of the book, and we have sold out at over 100 conventions throughout the world, actually. And Yisun Shin's a trilogy, so this is what I just showed you was the first book. This is the second book, and there will be a third one. We're still working on it, but right now all I have is the trades. We also have it available in single issue format. If you decide you want to get all 10 single issues, it's $25. If you want to grab the 2 trades, it is going to go for $40. So it's $20 a book. Normally I do them at $25 a pop, but I always want to try and save people money. So it's $40 for the pair of the trades, or you can get all 10 of the single issues. And I'll show those off at another point. I'm also working on another series I'll show you right now called War Lion. I got to get more prepared to. No, the Yisun Shin's. No, the Nomad. I got you, Phil. The Yisun Shin is not 5. Though I did come across one at one point that was $5, which was kind of cool. A retail. I found it at a comic shop. A retailer was reselling it. So this is War Lion, and this is about an old vigilante and his daughter going after the tyrant that destroyed their lives and now controls their city. And it's a 3-issue miniseries. We're about to go to Kickstarter with this for the second issue next week. And if you would like to, you can click on this link here, and that is our pre-launch page, and it'll let you know when we go live with it. You'll be able to pick up all of that in Yisun Shin on the Kickstarter as well, or you can pick up stuff on any future show. I'll try and have more. I'll have everything restocked with Yisun Shin tomorrow, and I'll probably do a Yisun Shin pitch at some point, just so everybody can kind of see it. And then I have another book called Marx. I don't have it here right now, but it's a story of my grandfather's life. And during World War II, he was a Russian Jewish soldier who fought the Nazis. So I'll bring all that stuff in, just so you know in the future. I was really not prepared to sling any of my stuff today. I just wanted to move through those $5 trades. Is that so wrong? Is that so wrong of me? I just wanted to move the mainstream stuff because I know how much everybody hates indie out there. I had a Freudian slip earlier. If Dan Price would have heard it, he would have drop kicked me. Thank you very much, guys. And I have more affordable entry points for my creator-owned work too. So keep watching. You'll have a chance to grab stuff. Okay, so we're through the first half of our show here. We have these trades left. I'm going to see if I can move this stuff over so that we can move our FOMO books here. And now we're going to do dollar books. So everything that I'm going to put up on the racks here is dollar comics. That's for the right rack. Yeah, you are lucky. That's really cool. So Dan, earlier I was pitching a bunch of independent graphic novels, and I was like, "Don't worry, guys. I got we got a lot of indie stuff here, but I have what did I say? Better stuff on the way, or something like that." But I meant to say I had more Marvel and DC stuff on the way, and it just was a Freudian slip, and it's just really embarrassing. Accidental. Slip of the tongue. Onrie is racist towards independent comics. Oh shit, dropkick totally. Dan would totally dropkick me. Dan is such a champion of independent comics, and he's also a comic book creator too. His books have sold tremendously well on Kickin It, and we're big fans of Dan Price. Dan's awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of independent comics myself. You know, you can't be a fan of comics and just like fall into a certain pocket. You know, it's like you gotta love and appreciate everything. That's like saying I only watch horror movies. I don't watch anything outside of it. I don't watch comedy. I don't watch anything. You know, it's like, and honestly, you wouldn't have any of your mainstream comics if it wasn't for independent comics, because there isn't just some gateway that opens up for, you know, aspiring comic creators who want to work at Marvel and DC. They have to prove themselves. They prove themselves by doing independent comics and telling those stories. One person who did an amazing job of proving himself was Brian Michael Bendis. Started out by doing these pulp noir graphic novels, and you know, look where he is now. He's written everything. He's done it all. I love you too, man. The anti-independence. What would that be? Anti-indie? Antinian? Antin? I'm an Antin. I'm a frickin' butt-kicking zombie ant. All right, I got Exiled by Wesley Snipes. This is Wesley Snipes' comic here. It's number 4. It's going to go for $1. Blue Beetle 16 is $1. Dark Stars 24 is $1. Dr. Afro 27 is $1. Dollar Comics. Jump on them now. It's all stuff I just need to dump. Green Arrow 46 is $1. Fantastic Four 43 is $1. Feeder number 1, cover C, is going to go for $1. Sword of Hyperborea number 3 is $1. Star Trek Voyager number 1 is $1. Turok Dinosaur Hunter number 19 is $1. Number 20 is $1. Number 23 is $1. Get them all for $3. All 3 for $3. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, you know, but, you know, I'm sure you also watch Marvel movies too, right? So those aren't horror movies. So it's okay to mostly like something, but, you know, Turok, $3 off the film. Phil, you are cleaning house today, bro. It's like, give me that. Phil is the Pac-Man of this show today. I got to come visit you in Germany, dude. Black Panther number 4, variant edition, going for $1. The Goon number 4 is $1. Hawk World number 6 is $1. Jimmy, I got some Batman Beyond for you if you're interested. $1 Batman Beyond books. Batman Beyond number 10, 15, and 16 going for $3. The Rat City is going to go for $8, Dan. $8 on Rat City number 1. Let me know if you want to throw it in your pile. No collection is complete without Youngblood number 1 going for $1. Jimmy takes the Beyonds. Got a lot of wheel spins for you guys today. Old Man Logan number 1 is $1. We got an action figure variant here. Youngblood number 1. Jimmy. I have like 3,000 copies of Youngblood number 1 back at the warehouse. Manifest Destiny number 13, 14 is going to go for just $2. The Mantle number 1 is $1. Superior Spider-Man 15, 21, 22, 23, 26. That is going to go for just $5. $5 on these. Okay. Logan, off to Jimmy. Nice pickup, brother. Peter Panzerfrost number 3 is $1. Justice League International, this is a Convergence tie-in. It's going to go for $1. Spidey at 5. This is a nice pickup here. This is done by Dan Slott. So just so you know, Superior Spider-Man is a period in Spider-Man where Dr. Octopus takes over the body of Peter Parker and decides that he's going to be a Superior Spider-Man. So this is a really cool run of books. And it's, I think, how many issues did it go? Like 35 or something? It's a really good run of books. Nice pickup. Back row 20 is $1. Jim Henson's The Storyteller Fairy is number 1 of 4 and number 2 of 4. That's going to go for $2. Okay, Spider-Man, Deadpool, cool. There's some Deadpool in this collection here. Steve Rogers, Captain America, number 11 is $1. X-Men Onslaught is going to go for $1. Walking Dead, I have number 122, 123, 139, and 140, and 142, and 144. Lots of Walking Deads here. Each going for $1. That's $6 on the Walking Deads. Onslaught's off to Dan Price. In just a second. We got some claims here. I'll catch up in just a second here. Okay, Jimmy called the Jim Henson books before Phil did, so I'm going to give those to Jimmy. He beat you by just a second, Phil. There was Jimmy, and then there's Phil. You don't need to be sorry, man. You got to be quick. There's going to be times Phil's going to beat you, and there's going to be times you beat Phil. It goes. You got to be like a quick draw. And Phil's cool. He knows the rules of the game. I wish I could accommodate everybody. Unfortunately, this is just how I come across stuff. So sometimes I can actually, if I have, duplicates of books and all that, All right. Chin Music, number 1, going for $1. Wraith, number 3, and number 4. This is written by Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son. It's going to go for $2. Green Lantern 22 is $1. And then I have a Grant Morrison X-Men run here. $1 X-Men books. New X-Men 151, 152, 153, 155, 157, 158, 159, 160, and number 161. That's a really nice run here. That is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 comics at $9. Claim it. New X-Men goes off to Dan Price. The Rinse, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. $4. $4 on these. And then I got Mark Miller and Sean Gordon Murphy on Chrononauts as a 4-issue miniseries. That's going to go for $1. All right. I'm going to take down the FOMO books, and then I'm going to take down our $5 trades. I'll showcase the $5 trades real quick one more time, and we'll put them away. They'll be available for tomorrow's show on The Experience. We go live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central, and 10 p.m. Eastern. Our Tuesday night live shows are on another channel called The Experience. The Experience is a 7-day-a-week broadcast channel that puts up all kinds of different types of comic book broadcasting. They have interview shows. I actually co-host one of the interview shows that once a month called Talking Shop. There's also another show where they do reviews of new comics hitting stores every week called Minute to Skim It. So basically, the hosts read all the new comics that are hitting the racks, and they give you quick spoiler-free reviews of all the new books that are out there. And then they give you guys a chance to buy them on Jen King's show on another network afterwards. And then I do a show on that network. There's also another show called T3 Triple T. Chuck Pino, who's actually my editor on both my books, Eastern Shin and Warline. He has his own show where he interviews independent creators, and then he has a giveaway at the end of every show, and it's a lot of fun. He does like trivia, and then whoever wins the trivia gets a free something. And there's a bunch of other sales shows. The biggest one is the Original Art Show, which is hosted by Nick Barucci, who has one of the largest original art collections in the country. He also is the head of Dynamite and Dynamic Forces. So The Experience is this growing network that I've been a part of since its early days, since its very, very early days. And I broadcast on there once a week and do sales shows. So tomorrow we're going to be doing $2 comics. Those are books that I acquired from last week. I'll be doing a minor restock as well from stuff in my warehouse. And so we'll be doing that on Tuesday. And then Wednesday we're going to do a blowout sale where we're going to just do dollar books like we're doing right now. And that'll be all new stuff, just stuff that's been hanging out at the warehouse that I just need to push out, get out of there. Yeah, of course. I got to plug The Experience because The Experience has helped me grow tremendously as a comics creator. And, I've had an opportunity to interview some really cool people on there. And it's a mission I love being a part of. I also write their newsletter for them every week, which is really cool. I've been doing that for 2 years now. Being involved with people of higher caliber makes me feel like, I'm really growing in the business. So really, really love it. Okay. So our 4 remaining FOMO books are Swamp Thing 17 going for $4. Superman 345, $4. X Factor 100 is $4. And Fantastic Four 222 is $4. Now for our $5 trades that are remaining. The remaining $5 trades. You guys, one last shot at this with these books, and then they are going back into the collection. All right. I have Ink Punk Underworld 3. This is going to go for $5. The Nevermen Streets of Blood, that's $5. The Complete Elf Quest, Book 6, is $5. The Amazing Spider-Man Parallel Lives is going to go for $5. Again, Spider-Man 2 is heavily influenced by this book right here. Teen Titans Outsiders, The Insiders. This is a run here from the Teen Titans and Outsiders, going for $5. We have The Lost Ones going for $5. Ants Parallel. Okay, so we got the Parallel. And then which one was the ants? Are you talking about the butt-kicking ants? Incredible Hulks Chaos War is $5. Batman Digital Justice by Pepe Marino, $5. Constantine Hellblazer, The Fear Machine, that's going to go for $5. The Catalyst Comics, that's going to go for $5. Warren the 13th, that's $5. Okay, I got you on the butt-kicking ants. Punisher, Blood on the Moors, $5. This is Punisher in the Highlands. Stupid Comics, Phoenix Edition, is $5. Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Punisher, Hearts of Darkness, that's going to go for $5. Fright Night Part 2 is $5. And then Blue Monday, $5. And that is all that remains of the $5 trades, which I will showcase again tomorrow. Okay, parallel. And he's got the using Spidey. The parallel. Okay, and the Punisher and the Hearts of Darkness. Got it. Punisher. Hearts of Darkness. Hearts of Darkness. Darkness is. Got it. Just got it. Beautiful. Beautiful. The amount of trades that we moved today is amazing. I can't believe it. The amount of books we moved today. And this is something that I think is really important. Last week, like I told you guys, I was in a bit of a rut. And I had a conversation with some people that were very close to me. Yeah, of course. I can tell you right now. Hang on, Jimmy. You're at 7. Hang on. Let me just do some quick math here. You're at $46. You're $4 away from getting free shipping on your order. I was, some folks who were really close to me, who are very politically motivated, mentioned that if one candidate doesn't win the election, that I should consider finding a new line of work. I was really affected by that. And then I thought about it after, a couple of days, and I'm like, no matter what happens with these elections, I think the work that I do right now is going to be more important than ever, because escapism is a very essential component of helping us deal with and overcome the things that we're going through in life. I know this because I experience it myself. When I read Batman books, particularly this week's issue of Batman, there was a page where, actually the story of the latest issue of Batman was about a criminal who fell into the life because it was just what he knew. He didn't know any better. And he got involved with the wrong people and eventually gets caught by Batman. And Batman brings him to his son, who is now in college, and his son wants nothing to do with him. And the son admits to the father that he once looked up to him and wanted to be like him. And so he started getting into a world of crime. And Batman stopped him, and not only stopped him, but helped him get into college and set his life straight. And, this guy now looks at what Batman has done for his son and thinks to himself, it's too late for me. And Batman says, it's never too late. You just be better, And, these stories, even though they take place with imaginary characters and in imaginary worlds and everything, they're all rooted in realism. They're based on things that have actually occurred in people's lives. And when we see these characters going through things and the messages that they're sending out to us, it reminds us of what is important and why we need to stay true to the things that we're committed to. So I think that's going to be very important. I think it's always important. And being at ALA, the American Library Association conference, reminded me of just how important comics are. I think that's why all of us creators who were there, even though we all took a hit in the chin monetarily, we were reminded of just how important our jobs are, because libraries were just so fascinated and so supportive of what we were doing. They just don't have money to spend on our stuff. But it doesn't matter, because it comes back in other ways. Even though they don't come to these events with money, the point is once they get on your radar, they'll order your books and do all that. So it's one of those things that could come back and help you out residually, Yes, you did get the rents. Okay, Lorena's calling Constantine. I got you. Constantine Fairy Machine is off to Lorena. You guys just keep eating up these $5 trades. I'm going to have to keep finding more $5 trades. Fortunately for you guys, I seem to be getting lucky and finding a bunch of them, and that's a good thing. So Phil, I got you on the rinse. Lorena, I got you on Constantine. No, Lorena, you're the best. You've been hanging out with me for a while now, and I appreciate it. You found me in a way that's not unsimilar to Jimmy, so that's really great. All right, so we got some dollar comics left here. We have Shadima #1 from Image. That's going to go for $1. Pack from Artifacts Inc. #1 is going to go for $1. Untold Tales of Spider-Man #17 is $1. Phaser #1 and #2 is going to go for $2. Firstborn 2 is $1. Clone #8 is $1. Shutter #1 is $1. #3 is $1. So that's 2 on this. I have Incredible Hulk 407, 408, 424. That's going to go for $3. And then I have Super/Angela, a spectacular first issue, #1. It's going to go for $1. I'm glad the algorithm brought us together too, Lorena. You have changed my life for the better. I really mean that sincerely. You guys all make my life better, because without you, I don't have a business. And the one thing I always think about every day is, how can I preserve what I have? You know, that's the constant battle I have, while at the same time grow and have more. How can I, make sure I'm okay in the future? That's something that I worry about a lot. I think we're all worried about that. And it's not a worry that can never be put to rest. Anything can change at any moment. But it never hurts to be kind and patient and all that stuff. Pack and Phaser off to David Moore. Outstanding. Untold Tales of Spidey is off to Heath. Yeah, all hail the amazing algorithm. One of us. Yeah, like we like to have fun on here, and we like to cause trouble, so lots of trouble. Trouble that can cost me down the line. There will be no swearing at the algorithm on this show. If you swear at the algorithm, and if you swear by the algorithm, it'll mess stuff up. First Taskmaster and first Deadpool Wolverine fight. What was that? Wolverine 45 or something? And then that Avengers issue. Nice pickups. Now is a great time to get the first Taskmaster. You bought it at just the right time, because right before the Black Widow movie came out, that book was hot. I bought a copy, and I was hoping to make a large sum of money on it, and it just the value of the book went down, which is actually a good thing, because the value of the book's going up and down. It's all just an arbitrary thing, It's kind of like the stock market. Doesn't necessarily mean that the stock itself is bad. You still want to own the books, because they're always going to be great. So that's awesome. I am so looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine in a couple of weeks. I am so going to go to the theater and see that. Well, you like to listen to me sing. You don't like to sing, Heath. I don't ever see you coming on here and singing. Heath doesn't sing Captain America on here. Captain America, hell yes! All right. Hellblazer, #17 is $1. Ninjak, not to be confused by Ninjo, #9. Number 11. Hey, man, anytime, dude. That Scar is a prequel to The Lion King. So Scar got his own comic series. And this is number 1. It's going to go for $5. Dark Ages number 1 is $1. Animosity, The Rise number 1 is $1. Batman White Knight number 5 is $1. Suicide Squad number 10. Number 11. That's going to go for $2. Okay, starting off 2. Captain America! Save the mother loving day, yeah! Uncanny Avengers 14. Heath is now happy. I finally did it. Are you happy now, Heath? I finally did it. I caved in for you. Uncanny Avengers number 14 is $1. I got Uncanny X-Men number 320 and 324 going for $2. Future State Gotham number 9 is $1. Swamp Thing number 22, 23 is going to go for $2. Suicide Squad 32 is $1. Uncanny Avengers number 1 is going to go for $1. It made your Monday. Well, that's another thing. That's one thing I really like about doing Monday shows with you guys. It's my way of helping you guys fight the Sunday scaries, they call it. I hate that term. But you know how like Sunday comes and it's like you're not looking forward to Monday because your week is starting. Well, you know, I do these shows on Monday afternoon so that we have a chance to kind of break up everything. So you have something to look forward to on Monday. It's not just this, hey, I got to get to work and work sucks. Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs number 2 is $1. The Avengers 38 is $1. Ninjak 17 is $1. Superman 44 is $1. Batman 66 number 14 is $1. So we started late today. I was about like 15 minutes late. So I'm going to go 15 minutes later to make up for it. In a moment here, I'm going to go over all the bottom row books one last time, and then we're going to close out the show with wheel spins. But before I do that, I'm going to give you guys a chance to claim some other stuff here. Power Man and Iron Fist number 10 is $1. And Kingpin number 3 and number 4 is going to go for $2. Monday morning for Heath. Okay, so that's our double rack here. If you guys want to claim any of these dollar books here, just call them out. I'm going to showcase the bottom row of books one last time before we close out the show, as well as the upper rack here. Okay, once again, I have Golden Rage number 1 and number 2. So this is kind of like No Escape, the Ray Liotta movie meets Golden Girls. It's about witches who are stuck on an island. They're all a bunch of old ladies. This is going to go for $8. Just cover price on both books. I have this run of Amazing Spider-Man here. 551, 552, 553, 554, 558, and number 560. This is going to go for $30 for this run. That's basically $5 a book. I have Batman Spawn and Spawn Batman. Each book by itself is going to go for $20, but if you buy them together, it's $35. This one is done by Todd McFarlane and Frank Miller. This was like the more popular one. This is the one that was done by DC, which was done by some great talent. You got Doug Mensch and Chuck Dixon, really profound Batman writers, and Alan Grant and Klaus Janson, who are also very well versed in all of it. Spawn Batman. Do you want both at 35 or did you just want one? Let me know, Dan. The McFarlane one. Okay, that one's going to go for 20. So I got the other one going for 20. This bad boy is going to go for 20. If anybody's interested. Oy. All right. Next up, I got Uncanny X-Men 304. That's going to go for 5. Fantastic Four 374 is 5. Something is Killing the Children 21 die-cut cover. That's going to go for 10. Rat City 1 is going to go for $8 on Rat City 1. That's essentially Spawn of the future. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 24 is 5. That is tied back to the One More Day thing. Detective Comics 411. This is the first appearance of Talia al Ghul as a foil facsimile. So it's a reprint with a foil cover of the original book. First appearance of Talia al Ghul. It's a nice foil. That's going to go for 15. Venom Separation Anxiety number 1. After that Web of Spider-Man Charles Vest cover. That's going to go for 8. Wolverine number 1. Another foil facsimile is going to go for 15. King Size Annual Avengers number 10, First Rogue. That's going to go for 20. Batwoman number 1. This is a convention exclusive by James Tynion and Steve Epting. That's going to go for 10. Flashpoint number 1. That's going to go for Flashpoint number 1 is going to go for 5. Angela number 2 is going to go for $3 on Angela number 2. And then I have Batman 3 Jokers book 2, which is going to go for $5 as well. Batman 3 Jokers is a 3-issue arc of Batman. And the idea of the book was that there were 3 Jokers. There was always 3 Jokers. It wasn't just one Joker. There was, 3 different people posing as him. That's why he comes back so often, is because there were 3 people playing the same role. It's an interesting concept. I'm going to showcase our FOMO books one more time. I have Fantastic Four 222 going for $4. You guys will see these books tomorrow. I'm kind of giving you a sneak peek of tomorrow. X Factor 100 is going to go for $4. Superman 345 is going to go for $4. And Swamp Thing 17 is going to go for $4. Spawn Matman. The Matt Knight. So the spin, I'm gonna do spins in just a second here. I'm gonna put some of the stuff away here. Give you guys a chance, study that board, see if there's anything else up there that you want. This is gonna be your last chance to make claims for today. But I will be back on the air tomorrow. You can keep building out your rack with me. And since you unlocked free shipping, Jimmy, what I'll do is anything you want to add on top of what you bought today, that'll also be included in your package as well. So you got 2 more shows this week, 4 more hours of sales shows. Come by tomorrow night, come by Wednesday night, and you can stock up on anything else, and that'll be included in your outgoing package for the week. Captain America, hell yeah! This ain't the mother of the day, yeah! If you don't whistle while you work, then you're not doing your job right. And if you're not doing your job right, then that sucks, because you're gonna get fired. And I don't want you to get fired. I definitely don't want anybody getting fired on here. I can't afford for you guys to lose your jobs. That's going to hurt my bottom line. But I am thinking of you guys. Study that board, see if there's anything up there that you guys want. And if you guys have any requests for tomorrow of something you might want to see, let me know. I'm always on the hunt for you guys. So you want to get Thor 341? I can pull it off from the eBay store. That's not a problem at all. So we have an eBay store as well with over 1,400 items listed. So let's see. Thor 341. I got you, Lorena. I'll pull it down from there right now. I'm going to end the listing. I got you. The link to our eBay store, give me just a second. Just making a note that I need to grab Thor 341 for Lorena. Okay. The link to our eBay store is... And you could just let me know, like, hey, Onrie, I want to pull this off of the I'm interested in this book, like exactly like what Lorena did just now. You can go and check out our store. Hang on. There we go. There it is. This is the link to our eBay store. Just let me know what you want. Message me directly. And Jimmy, make sure you send me an email right now. Hang on just a second. Shoot me an email right over here, Jimmy, so that I know it's you and I can prepare your invoice for the end of the week. Okay, it's time to spin the wheel of Skid Bark.
It's time to spin the wheel of Skid Bark, bark, bark.
So this is my dog Bentley right here, and he is the inspiration for the wheel of Skid Bark. Get right, puppy. Yes, you are. You're the inspiration. We all love you so much. Everybody loves Bentley. He's the freest dog ever. I don't ever make him wear a collar or anything. He's just like Django and chained up in here. There you go, buddy. Okay, so I am spinning for quite a few people. We got spins for Dan, Price, Lorena. I guess you get a spin too because you got the Thor. So Dan, Lorena, David Moore, Jimmy, and Phil. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 spins. So the first spin is going to go for Dan Price. Dan Price gets a $2 comic. I'm going to hook him up with Ninjak 17. The next spin is for Lorena. Lorena gets a $2 comic as well. I'm going to hook her up with Superman 44 because I know she's a big Superman fan. Next spin's going to go off to David Moore. David Moore gets a free Marvel book. I'm going to hook him up with Uncanny Avengers. Next spin is off to Jimmy. Jimmy gets a spin. Jimmy gets a $2 comic. Jimmy, I'm going to hook you up with, let's see if I can see anything that's Batman related here. I'll get you a Batgirl 20. How's that sound? It's going to go off to Jimmy. That's on the house. And finally for Phil. Phil gets a $2 comic. And since Phil's been on this indie kick today, I'm going to hook him up with Shadima number 1. Counterclockwise. Oh, oops. I didn't spin the right way. I'll give you another spin. You still got a $2 comic, so I'm still going to hook you up with Shadima. It's still landed in the same place. What matters is that we got there. Yes, puppies. Hey, you're a good puppy. Yes, you are. Everybody loves you so much, buddy. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here, for being patient with me, and for making this just a stellar show. I love you all. Jimmy, welcome to the club. If you also want to friend me on Facebook, I can add you to our chat room. That's another great way for us all to stay connected. You know, I'm all about building this community that we have here. So thank you so much. You're the kind of person that I'm looking for on a weekly basis, and why I do these shows. So thank you so much. Thank you all of you who have been here with me for forever now. I appreciate it. And I will be with you guys tomorrow too. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and let's have a great week. Let's turn it around. Have a good one, guys.